Hello, everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Sakamoto Kaori exclusive. How the Japanese skater is taking her world silver medal as the ultimate learning experience. I feel like a challenger again. World champion from 2022 to 2024, Sakamoto finished runner-up to Alysa Liu in Boston late last month. The emotional experience could be just what she needs ahead of the Olympic season, she tells Olympics, surrounded by Japanese reporters but out of the limelight of TD Garden and its international TV cameras. Sakamoto Kaori finally let the tears flow. "I just have a lot of emotions bottled up inside of me," she said, via an interpreter. She was minutes removed from the women's free skate at the 2025 ISU World Championships, where she had mounted a furious comeback after a poor short program, only to end up in second place. The Japanese figure skating star had arrived in Boston as the three-time and reigning world champion. But even with that glittering long program, she settled for silver behind brilliant American Alysa Liu. 36 hours later, as she sat down one-on-one with Olympics, her perspective had settled in a good way. "I'd like to think what we accomplished here will lead to bigger and bigger things at the Olympics," she told us. "I think if I had kept winning world titles, I would have been beyond nervous at the Olympics. I would have made the same mistake I made here when it mattered the most." What at first felt bittersweet was starting to morph. Sakamoto was seeing the bigger picture. "I'll turn to all the experience I've gained until now and come up with the program, the choreography, and the music that gives me the best chance at winning in Milano Cortina 2026, she added. A three-time world champion had given up her crown, but that didn't mean her most grandiose of plans had changed. Sakamoto Kaori, taking the silver medal in stride. While Sakamoto had collected a trio of world titles this Olympic quad and emerged as the one to beat in women's figure skating, she had had her fair share of struggles in that three-year span too. At the Grand Prix final in 2022, she was woeful in the free skate and finished in fifth place. Just a few weeks ago, at the prestigious Asian Games in Harbin, People's Republic of China, she took second, beaten by up-and-coming Korean Kim Chae-yeon. But now 25, she celebrated her birthday April 9th. The experienced Japanese skater, already with 2 Olympic Games under her belt, has seemed to take on every competition as an opportunity to learn, even if she still wants the gold medal too. "I'm glad I was able to go through the pressure and experience of finishing second now," she reflected further in Boston, "because I feel like a challenger again. And I think that's a good thing." Having doubled the first half of her triple-triple combination in the short program to sit in 5th place and over 3 points back from Liu, Sakamoto had to alter her own mentality, something that can feel impossible, especially mid-world championships. "I was beating myself up after the short program," she said. "I had a day in between skates and I made sure to get rid of any insecurities I had on that day. I had to convince myself I was right." She continued, "I was really nervous for the free skate. But amid all I was going through, I had the best skate I could, which was reassuring." It's a lesson she says she won't forget as the off-season approaches for the skaters and the Olympic preparations get underway in full. This week, the 17th and the 20th of April, she's part of Team Japan for the season-ending World Team Trophy event, held in Tokyo. "For big competitions like Worlds, there's a lot of stress day in, day out," Sakamoto explained. "But the gratitude and sense of accomplishment I feel when I overcome all that makes everything worthwhile." Sakamoto Kaori on Alysa Liu's world title. "She's amazing." While Sakamoto has been dominant for much of the last 3 years, the American Liu had stepped away from the sport, she said, for good after the two shared the 2022 world podium, where Liu won bronze. Retirement came, and a lot of soul-searching. But while few predicted Liu to be world champion when she announced her comeback just over a year ago, Sakamoto welcomed the success of her rival and friend. She stepped away from competition and came back with a renewed feeling, she said when asked about Liu's return. "I think women in general have a hard time coming out of retirement, but you could tell through the performance that she was loving it again. That led to strength, which in turn led to a world championship." During the women's free skate in Boston, it was Sakamoto who was sitting in the ISU's newest toy, the leader's chair. A vaulted seat just aside the traditional kiss and cry area. The skater, who is in first place, sits to watch the remaining competitors try to topple them. She watched from said chair with both stress and joy as Liu, who skated last, delivered a performance for the ages, claiming the world title. After the American received her scores and rejoiced with her team, she was greeted by Sakamoto, who was holding a celebratory tissue for her. The two embraced in a heartfelt hug, a moment that displayed their camaraderie and respect. She pulled it off, which is amazing, Sakamoto said. Please subscribe the channel, share this with a friend, thank you.